Hey guys, Ben Simpson here at Simpson Vlogs, and this is a short vlog. And if you don't know from the title, from whatever thumbnail I have chosen, this is in memory and honour of our late Queen Elizabeth II. It's a strange one. I say it's a short video, it might be a long one when I go off on my usual rants, but yeah, sit back, grab a drink, a somber light drink, pour one out for Queen Elizabeth II, and if you're drinking it, of course, and yeah, keep your feet up. Most importantly, have just have a moment. This is not one of them ones where I can say I have fun. Of course, it's not a fun video to make. It's one of them ones that I just feel obligated to do. I've obviously not been releasing my normal schedule, because I've been moving into uni, if you can't tell by the new camera angle and new stuff around me. There was supposed to be the uni room video today on the Monday that this video comes out on, but obviously it's ended up being with the tragedy that's happened over the weekend, or back end of last week, should I say. And yeah, I'm actually recording this the second day since the awful news. Not news anyone expected. Honestly, I expected her to easily live to 100. She just looked so strong and healthy. And then her husband obviously died, and from there I just knew. Like every time you saw her, she just looked frailer and frailer, and she just didn't look how she had looked in the many years we'd grown accustomed to her, even in her great old age of 80, 90 plus. No matter what, she always looked strong, and up until the end, even when she was greeting the new Prime Minister, she stood up, she did it. And again, that's just one of the many highlights of her and her incredible sense of duty to this country. So, like, comment and subscribe down below. Comment your memories of Elizabeth II, our Queen. Or even if you're not from the UK or any of the Commonwealth nations, and you went to London to see Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle over in Buckinghamshire and stuff, anywhere you've had experience with the royal family, whether you've watched them on TV, the royal weddings and stuff, just comment your best moments of Elizabeth. I'm sure the royal family will appreciate all the sentiment on any various forms of media, or even if you want to go in person and just drop some flowers, a letter, anything like that. Now, obviously, I'm not close to the royal family or anything like that, but it's very interesting to see how many people are paying their respects to Elizabeth II. And I'm just going to use this video to share the positives and the overcertain realm of negatives that come from her death, and just the changes that will be imposed on this country physically and spiritually. And on the Wednesday, I'll do the uni video will come out of me moving into this new accommodation that I'm in, back to uni and all that. And the following weeks I'll be covering some royal family stuff, my thoughts, and some facts and changes and stuff like that. I hope. But yeah, I suppose we just have to go to the elephant in the room. How does the monarchy go on from this? I mean, in my opinion, despite what everyone said, what anyone says about the monarchy, even in recent times, and controversy with Diana, with Meghan Markle, just with Andrew, the royal family has been held together and has helped carry this nation, and all of that has solely been on Elizabeth II's head and shoulders. We would not have a monarchy without her, and if we didn't have a monarchy, there's certain times in history that this nation really would have struggled. to cope with certain things. I mean, the Troubles back when the IRA were really infamous, and the bombings and all that, the multiple recessions we've had, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Falkland Islands. There's just so many things that the royal family has been here for us and has helped us, just because of our relationship with them, has helped us to cope with certain things. They've not physically done anything. They've not, you know, they've not donated loads of money. They've not rode off into battle for us. But even despite the fact some of them, quite a lot of them, have served in some form of the army, whether it be the Navy or military service, Navy or Army or Air Force, you know, a lot of the time they've just been there for us. They've just been that shoulder to cry on, that force to lean on, and it's kind of shattered because for nearly 100 years she has been with us. From, you know, obviously obviously she's not been that as important as until she was crowned, but Elizabeth has always been with us since her father was made king, and she's always been a prominent figure since then. And she was just, from what people say about the royal family and its outdated traditions and this and that, she was hilarious in terms of what you would expect from a quote-unquote traditional royal family. She was just hilarious and witty and just incredible in terms of her duty. And that's one thing you can always say, no matter what else you want to say about her or the royal family, she put duty and nation first. I mean, the fact that she's died, what, days since she welcomed the new prime minister, she was clearly unwell for a long time. As soon as she moved to Balmoral Castle, I had a horrible feeling that this was going to come sooner rather than later. And then the prime minister went there, you know, Liz Truss. She's won the Conservative election. She's now our prime minister, and the Queen stood up and did what she's done for the last 15 other prime ministers. Is it 15? I think it's 15 other prime ministers. No, 14 other prime ministers that she's done this for. And then she died peacefully a few days later. You know, to the end, she was duty first. She was sick. She could have easily allowed, you know, Charles to do it for her. You know, she could have. It would be a horrible sign. We would know even sooner that something wasn't right. But she could have done that, you know, because she was ill. A lot of people would have done that, you know, if they're ill, you know, if they're dying, they want time to themselves and they want to, you know, rest. But not her, not Elizabeth. She was, you know, she was duty first all the time. And over the years, we've seen some hilarious stuff from her. In 2012, the James Bond parachute stunt. This past year with Paddington Bear for the New Year's thing. I mean, like I said, it's hilarious, and it does change a lot of things. Not only does now the British national anthem change to God Save the King, and it will probably be that way for a long time. In my lifetime, should I live long enough, I will probably see three kings. Charles, who was just being made king, his son William, and then his son. So yeah, it's just a massive moment of change. Just the fact that we're probably not gonna have a queen for quite some time. And even now with Charles's wife, she's not queen, she's queen consort. That's what that means. To be queen is actually queen regent, is what that means. Just, yeah, that's just the way it is. Even with our changes to the line of succession rules now, that William's second child, his daughter, is now second in line, not third in line. We're still a bit sexist with the whole queen regent and queen consort stuff, rather than just saying queen. But yeah, it's interesting, very interesting, because a lot of stuff obviously changes, not just with the fact that it's now God Save the King. Obviously, titles are being shifted around. We now got new Prince of Wales and Princess of Wales. The duchy titles have passed around now. The uniform on police and military and just the official names of stuff. It won't be Her Majesty's Royal Air Force or Royal Navy. It'll be His Majesty's now. Just yeah, a lot of stuff is going to change, and obviously I'm assuming many members of Parliament and stuff knew this was coming, and certain people around the world knew this was coming. Certain people who were close to the royal family or close to the Queen personally, and it's just yeah. Honestly, I kind of wish I could go to London for the funeral. Unfortunately, I cannot. But yeah, it's an incredible sense of change, because no matter what has happened over the last nearly 100 years, she has always been there. You know, she's reigned for 70 years, and she's always been there for us. She's always been our queen, and now she isn't. She's just not there for us anymore. And I'm obviously repeating myself, but it's incredible. I've clearly not come to terms with it in my head properly. It's incredible. It's incredible to see how this nation is going to cope and how the royal family. Obviously, the most interesting thing is going to be how the royal family copes with this, because unfortunately, she has, in the latter parts of her reign, had to deal with some shit, and it's only and she's dealt with it decently, but it's only been because of her and the respect everyone around the world has for her, that the royal family has been able to do and continue almost unchanged, like a well-oiled machine, despite the obvious cracks in the machinery. And there's words coming from around certain Commonwealth nations that they no longer now want a royal state, a royal head from this country, from England. And there's a lot of things Britain's going to have to deal with. It's going to have to deal with probably the Commonwealth's entire collapse now that she's gone. Certainly in 10, 20 years, I don't see Canada, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, or whoever else still has a head of state. I think it's 17 nations. I don't see us having that many. I don't think it's having any of the other 17 nations, other 16 nations anymore. I don't know if that includes Scotland, and Wales, and Northern Ireland, but if it doesn't, then I don't see us having the rest of 16. If it does, then we're only going to have the other 3. And that's if the union stays together. I mean, it's just all up in the air for England right now. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not looking forward to personally. I don't want a broken Britain. I do not want England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland as separate nations. I believe all the British Isles just benefit from being a together people. But that's a different story for a different day. And yeah, she definitely leaves a hole in the nation, our relationship with other nations, and just in general the people of this country who are struggling under recession and post-COVID blues and the war in Ukraine. There's a lot of stuff our new Prime Minister has to deal with, and now she doesn't have that backing of probably the most respected woman on earth. So yeah. God bless the Queen. God rest her soul. And may God guide the new king and this nation going forward, because both the Prime Minister and the new king are going to have to pull up their boots, get on with it, despite this once the 10 days of mourning is over and that royal funeral happens. There's a lot of stuff that needs to get done. Charles needs to fix his house, needs to fix up the royal family. And Liz Truss needs to fix her house, needs to fix up the Conservative Party and the government, and help this nation get on with it. So yeah, that's all I've got to say on it. It's a somber video. Hopefully it wasn't too deep for anyone. It's not the deepest one yet. And there'll be other videos to come in the coming weeks and months here on Simpson Vlogs. So do like, comment, subscribe down below, and hit that bell notification. Give to everything here on this channel. They won't all be sad, hopefully, but the coming weeks we will definitely look at the state of the royal family and just the overwhelming sense of change this country now has to face. And I might even do an obituary on the Queen, just shortly covering her life and stuff. So yeah, stay forward and stay tuned for that stuff. And apologies for the rambling. It's meant to be a shorter video. It's now 15 minutes long. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Hit the bell notification to keep to everything here on Simpson Vlogs. Channel links in the description. There's TikTok, Instagram, Rizzo, and Twitter as always. And of course, do not forget to check out my Twitch. And I've got Simpson Players in there as well. If I didn't mention that already, on simpsonplayers.com. Till next time, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Peace.